What's up guys, General Flight here today with another video. And in this video we are going to be comparing Infinite Flight to Aerofly FS2. Now these are both mobile games and we are just going to mainly focus on graphics, as I understand that Infinite Flight has better physics than Aerofly, and you know that is a big, of course, help for Infinite Flight being better than Aerofly in terms of physics. But we're gonna look a lot at the graphics, so we're gonna be comparing all sorts of different things. You know, ground quality, plane quality, sky quality, and all sorts of different things, and also cockpit quality and all that sort of stuff. We're going to test in this video, and we're going to basically show you which one's better in terms of that. Alright, so the cockpit looks absolutely amazing. As you can see, everything looks really nice and it's absolutely beautiful. Detail is absolutely amazing. I could even compare this to other flight simulators. So yeah, you can see everything looks nice. Even the buttons and screens and everything actually work and move to the way they're supposed to work. So that's absolutely amazing as well. Like if we're looking now, as you can see the heading, if you were to change the heading, you can see where it says heading, it moves as well, which is absolutely amazing. So that's also really cool. If you also go to the altitude, even the dial moves. So as I'm moving it now, you can see that the dial also moves, which is absolutely amazing. So yes, definitely Aerofly wins it when it comes to the cockpit. Alright, so as you can see, this is Infinite Flight cockpit, and it looks much darker, to be honest. Far less quality. You can see it's definitely Aerofly has better quality when it comes to buttons. You see, like, there's no buttons on the top, just a couple just right here, but that's it. Of course, none of them work, unlike Aerofly, which all of them work, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, here none of them really work. The only thing that does work is the power unit / reverse thrust and the yoke. That is pretty much it. Looks to be that nothing else really does actually work, and so I guess it's a pretty easy win to Aerofly, I guess, for having a better cockpit. Alright, so I'm roughly aligned in the same place where Aerofly has been aligned, so and we're roughly going to take off the same manner. So for now, let's do a takeoff, and we'll actually check out which one looks better. So obviously we all in love with the beautiful scenery of Infinite Flight. The sky is absolutely amazing, so that's really a great bonus for Infinite Flight, as it has one of the most amazing skies I've seen in a flight simulator. Of course, clouds would be much more make it much more realistic, but for now I really enjoy this beautiful sky. So in terms of clouds, we can't really compare because Aerofly doesn't have clouds. It has like cirrus clouds, but doesn't really have like clouds you can fly through. So I'm not going to compare when it comes to flight, but really just going to compare about quality. Alright, so I've landed at, of course, the same airport. We're going to do the same takeoff. But you realize one thing, and this is very important, we can see 3D buildings. This is something that Infinite Flight don't have, so that is a straight up clear advantage to Aerofly, as Infinite Flight really don't have that. So yeah, we'll do the takeoff and basically show you. So clearly we can already see that there's far better quality in terms of the ground in Aerofly than there is on Infinite Flight. So the ground is definitely looking far better, so that's another clear advantage to Aerofly. So I know that the Infinite Flight's ground is stunning from a distance, like from a high distance, but from from like a low level, it's absolute shocking. At least in this game, it's a little bit, not a little bit, actually far better. In this game, it's far better than Infinite Flight. And you guys can argue as much as you want, but you can clearly see far better detail in here than there is in Infinite Flight. As well as you can see that there's a 3D object, so you can see like a little bridge on the left, and that's also another nice little addition. You can see also 3-dimensional airport coming in. A lot of the airports that they have in this game are having at least 1 or 2 3-dimensional buildings accompanied with it, so that is also really nice. In terms of sky, the sky looks pretty good. Obviously, looks to be that Infinite Flight has better sky quality. But the sun in Infinite Flight is a shocker as well. I don't like the sun in Infinite Flight, looks pretty bad. The sun here in this game, however, looks absolutely stunning, so that's really nice. Alright, so now we're looking at the plane graphics. As you can see here, looks pretty decent, but I actually prefer Infinite Flight. This is very unrealistic. While the shadow is fine, it still has its own issues and problems when it comes to that. It looks rather unrealistic. I'd say Infinite Flight's probably better when it comes to shadows. But anyway, shadows, other than that, we're looking at the color. I do not like the matte kind of finish on the plane. It is highly unrealistic. So yeah, I'll give it that. Yes, I reckon Infinite Flight is more realistic when it comes to that. I also like in Aerofly, the actual interior body of the plane is open, and the windows you can actually see, and if you look at them right now, you can see the other windows on the other side. So clearly there's a space in there inside the plane to make it more realistic. That's something that Infinite Flight doesn't have, but that's just a little kind of a feature that they have. Now, looking at the bottom, I definitely prefer Aerofly's graphic beneath the plane is absolutely amazing. The shadows are highly unrealistic though. Like as I zoom in, the shadows just disappear, so that's pretty bad. But yes, if you look at the wheels, even when I'll hop onto Infinite Flight, you will see that it has less detail. With that, it doesn't have any wires coming down, and all in all, it looks much better here. I also prefer the underside of the here, like the engines and stuff, the wing and stuff. That looks much nicer on Aerofly than it does on Infinite Flight. Infinite Flight kind of has this kind of, I don't know, like this cheap look underneath for some reason. But it's fine. Both are still great. But this has one of the worst shadows I've ever seen. So yeah, highly unrealistic when it comes to shadow. Alright, so plane quality, quite a big thing, and we've seen Aerofly just a second ago, and you can see it's far more bright, but I love Infinite Flight's plane. They always had very good quality, much more shine, which makes it look far more realistic than Aerofly, and that's the beauty of it. Of course, we also have our beautiful engine start-stop features, so that really does add to that kind of beauty of the game. So start-stop allows you to start and stop, obviously, engines, and it looks pretty nice. The bottom of the plane is not nearly as nice looking as where is it? The bottom is not nearly as nice looking as Aerofly, not as much detail on the wheels and the bottom of the bottom of the wing. So I think looks better on Aerofly. But that's just my opinion. I don't know about you, but yeah, I'd say that's better here. But Overall, I think that Infinite Flight is definitely the winner of playing quality, as it has absolutely amazing quality and realism. Alright, so we've taken into account all the graphics, and now we're going to talk just about some other little things. So let's say the global aspect. Since you can't actually go global in Aerofly, you are restricted to regions. That means that is an advantage to Infinite Flight, as you can go anywhere in the world. So that's one point to Infinite Flight for having that advantage. As well as price. Infinite Flight cost $8, while Aerofly cost $5, or I think $6. Either way, that's cheaper. It could vary on the Play Store, but I think there's roughly the same kind of ratio. So that means that's 1 point to Aerofly. In terms of ATC and multiplayer options, like being able to play with other people, you can't actually do that on Aerofly, so that is 1 point to Infinite Flight, as Aerofly doesn't have that option. So other than that, we'll give you the results of the points. Alright, before you start going on the comments and smashing the dislike button, I'm telling you right now, I definitely think Infinite Flight is better than Aerofly, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here to please you guys. I definitely enjoy Infinite Flight better, as it has the beautiful scenery, of course from a nice height. It has the multiplayer option. You can go all over the world. It has much better physics than Aerofly, and all that combined makes it a really good simulator. But I do like certain aspects in Aerofly, especially the cockpit, and I wish that Aerofly and Infinite Flight could somehow merge their companies together to make one amazing simulator, because now they're just working alone, and each one has its pros, each one has its cons, and there's a lot to improve on both simulators, and I think Aerofly needs to improve its physics, and Infinite Flight needs to drastically improve its cockpit graphics.